You know that when we were going through what we're going through, the former President Mugabe was very much supported by the SADC and President Zuma, as you know. And they had a meeting in Botswana where they were discussing Zimbabwe, what do we do now? It was a meeting and it was a press. I stormed it. I was holding the Zimbabwe Constitution. And I said, Section 212, 213, and 214 of the Constitution talk about the deployment of the army, where there is national security issues and where there's lack of law and order. And I stormed in, and it was being chaired, and everybody listened to me. And a couple of ministers, foreign affairs, came to me and said, "Where did you come from?" You know. And then from there, I found my way out of there. This was for this country. I believe there was no point for them to do anything extra. We were working on our issues. It was a constitutional, because they were saying the army had taken over. The army had not taken over at all. But in terms of Constitution 212, 214, they can be deployed to the streets for law and order. This is what really makes me agitated by the legislators that you vote for. Instead of getting that amended in the Constitution, they don't. So when you see the army on the streets, it is a constitutional issue. You ask, why are they there? If the police are overpowered, the reinforcement is from the army. But the police are leading and the army are behind. So if you don't want it in the Constitution, lobby for it. Let it be removed. In EU, I went there when I said the next leader is Comrade Mugabe. Nobody could talk in parliament there as you see them about Mugabe when Mugabe was in power. Nobody could talk about grace. We stood up and we spoke about it. When we said that she was spending 1.4 million on buying a ring when hospitals were not good. But today, these are the very same people who are going to the president saying, we supported you. Tell me when July Moyo, ever said anything in the Central Committee to support the president. When the president was expelled from ZANU-PF, why did the Midland Central Committee members not walk out? I want to know what kungonyepawo vachingoti maningi strategist chichichi but vanhu vakakashandira mudhara chaichai vari kutarisa dai macomrades ndo vakati nyika isvike pairi vakumbira munhu wese kuti tichifamba pamwe chete, and people listened to them.
Honorable, when you say it's constitutional for the army to be in the streets sometimes, are you not maybe ignoring the part which gives the president the power to deploy the military himself? No one else has that power, through consultation in parliament too. So November 2017, when the army got onto the streets, no one had deployed it. The president did not deploy it. President Robert Mugabe said he was a state house. He did not deploy any army. So I would like to understand just that part now.
You see, if I'm not mistaken, 214 A and B is very implicit in terms of that. And to me, MDC has got 16 lawyers who are brilliant, but they've never challenged that. For me, I really drink from the MDC fountain when it comes to legal issues, because they are brilliant. Side question, former lawyers, my lawyer for antizi, those anti-gara from MDC 16. You know, one is really better, especially in Nabiti. No BT and not such about I'm Temba, you know, say, so he could have brought it up. So if you see MDC quiet about it, there is something right happening.
Honorable, I think this question is, the military got into the streets of Harare in November 2017 without the approval or the assignment from the president, who was Mugabe then, and without parliament approval, which is the only constitutional provision where the military is expected to be seen in the street. So was it constitutional that the military found itself in the street? That's his question precisely. There was no parliamentary approval, there was no the president's approval. The president did not deploy the military, which the constitution only allows those two to deploy the military in the streets?
Do you know the great thing about the Constitution is how you interpret it. You are saying that, somebody is saying this. That is a talk we must have one day. But I'll also ask you that the Constitution also talks about they maintain law and order under the ZRP. So could Matanga not have said, come, I need help? And was he wrong? That's what they'll say. You're also missing that point, that when the police are overpowered, they can call for the army to come to maintain law and order. But the police are kumberi, army kumashure, ichiwabetsera. So Matanga constitutionally is also the only person who can deploy Mapurisa in the Constitution. You know that. So he's the only person in the Constitution who can ask for a deployment of the soldiers to assist. So it's a discussion which must be held. It is a topic which one of the journalists must have to bring various gurus to talk about it. And then there's the issue that after that the president must also come to think parliament. It's like the SIs, the stationary instruments which are given. You are given 14 days as parliament to look into it.